No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Hey everybody. So in the lore of Warhammer 40k, we know that there are two major languages that exist in the Imperium of Man. High Gothic and Low Gothic. High Gothic, of course, is spoken by the upper classes and is likely used in religious services by the ecclesiarchy, while the rank and file soldiers and manual laborers speak Low Gothic. High, Go- High Gothic is generally considered to be the equivalent of Space Latin or Space Ancient Greek, especially with words like virtus, mortis, and veritas frequently seen emblazoned on Space Marine power armor. Low Gothic, on the other hand, is generally treated like Space English. I don't believe it is ever explicitly stated that this is the case, but that's the way the two languages are treated in universe. Now, in my own personal headcanon, I treat the languages in my stories, um, I treat them as very much more expansive. One of the things that Warhammer 40k as a setting tries to represent is a variety of different military cultures and histories from across time within the setting. We have Vestoians, Mordians, Valhallans, White Scars, Kriegers, and all sorts of different others who represent non English speaking cultures and military traditions. As far as I know, all of the different guard units speak Low Gothic, and I assume that Space Marine units speak both High and Low Gothic. But it doesn't entirely make sense for Space Mongols to speak Latin, and it doesn't really make sense for Space Finns to speak English, especially when the names of people and places on their respective planets are non English inspired. So the way I treat High Gothic is essentially any language from antiquity is High Gothic. If humans no longer speak the language or it is limited to a ceremonial role, all of those languages are just lumped into High Gothic. Um, then, if it's a language that exists in the 21st century that's spoken today, it all gets lumped into Low Gothic in my mind. Essentially, all of the different linguistic and cultural differences still exist out in space, but all of the languages are simply treated as different dialects of Low Gothic. And through the magic of space fantasy, everyone more or less can understand one another with maybe a few cultural confusions. Um, I like to think of it the same way that aliens in Star Wars communicate. You'll have a scene where an alien will speak in their own unique language, and then the human characters will respond in English, and both parties, for some reason, would be able to understand each other. So, why do I have this headcanon? Well, I think that Warhammer 40k has a genuine international appeal. People from all over the world enjoy the setting, and it captures the imagination of human beings uh, across the planet. I think having a greater variety of cultures represented in the setting, including um, linguistic differences, I think that makes the setting much more rich. Naturally, as far as my channel is concerned, I'm generally going to keep making my content in English since I'm English speaking, but I do occasionally like dropping non English words and concepts to enrich my characters and settings and explore cultures that are not my own. So, anyway, thank you all for listening. Um, just wanted to speak my mind on this issue and explore something that I think about when I'm writing my stories. And I definitely encourage you all to like and subscribe if you enjoy what you just heard. And feel free to support me on Patreon, or you can also donate via PayPal if you would like to support me. Both of those are going to be linked in the description below, and I definitely hope all of you have an excellent day. No Man out.